Top 10 medical mysteries that will make you gasp in horror. There are many new conditions that completely stump doctors. They find new conditions in people that make it particularly hard to find a solution, because these situations are not found in a medical book. But these people with strange medical conditions suffer emotionally, physically, and socially. Their lives take a halt as they struggle to find a cure to their problems. Below is the top 10 unusual medical conditions that have hit the media recently. Number 10. The woman with no cerebellum. At the age of 24, a woman from Shandong, China, sought out medical advice when she began experiencing dizziness and nausea. She underwent a CAT scan and found out that she did not have a cerebellum. A cerebellum consists of 50% of your brain's neurons and controls voluntary movement, balance, and speech. Up until the age of 24, this woman had been living a normal life. She was married and had a daughter of her own. Compared to others who have been born without a cerebellum, she only had minor issues, such as difficulties in walking stable and having a slur when she spoke. Number 9. A woman who hears music. Musical hallucinations is like getting a song or melody stuck in your head for years on end. It is hearing a tune loudly in your head when there is no actual music playing. Susan Root, a woman from England, had endured 3 long years of sleepless nights because of this rare disease. She could not get the song "How Much Is That Doggy in the Window" out of her head. Doctors tried giving her earplugs and putting her in a special therapy, but neither of those worked for Root. She now has to live with the condition. Number 8. Migraine headaches. Despite the popularity of migraines, they continue to be a medical mystery because doctors still don't know what causes them. According to information they have found, migraines tend to be a genetic disease. If both parents of a child suffer from migraines, the chances of that child developing them is 90%. Number 7. The woman who lost her pulse. During a C-section, a 40-year-old woman from Florida stopped breathing and lost her pulse for 45 minutes. Doctors had tried to revive her multiple times before she finally woke back up. Surprisingly, the paddles from the defibrillator left no burns, the compressions left no bruising, and she awoke with no neurological damage, even though she had a lack of blood flow to her brain. Doctors still can't explain how she lost a pulse and recovered 100%. Number 6. Strange case of 200 girls falling ill. In El Carmen, Colombia, over 200 teenage girls were treated for the exact same illness. They all complained of abdominal pain, nausea, and numbness. The synchronistic pattern of unusual illness was attributed to mass hysteria due to stress and anxiety. But there is a theory that the reason all these girls fell ill was due to a recent introduction to the HPV vaccine. Number 5. A woman seizing to Neo's voice. Zoe Fennessy, a woman in England, suffers from musicogenic seizures, specifically when hearing Neo's voice. Whenever she hears him sing, she suffers from epileptic seizures that can cause her to freeze, vomit, and unable to react to anything. Doctors had removed a part of her brain to try and cure her condition, but it did not seem to work. Now Zoe has to wear headsets in public to avoid hearing Neo's voice. Number 4. Stillborn births. Even though statistics prove that males are more likely to be stillborn than females, doctors cannot figure out the reasoning behind this. One thing that doctors do know is that the cause of the stillborn is biological and not sociological. Although they are unable to identify a plausible cause, doctors have concluded that male babies grow faster than female and could lack the nutrition that they need in the 3rd trimester. But there is still no proof that this is the reason why males are more often stillborn than females. Number 3. A man's rotating heart. In an extreme motorcycle crash in Italy, an X-ray and CT scan revealed that a 48-year-old man's heart rotated 90 degrees within his body. During the rotation, the man was awake, alert, and unaware. The rotation did not happen during his crash, but instead occurred the hour after. Doctors noticed that he had a punctured lung, which released air into the space around his chest, and may have been the reason why his heart rotated. When they were able to pump the air out, his heart had naturally rotated back to its original position. Number 2. A boy who lost his appetite. Landon Jones, a 12-year-old boy in Iowa, woke up one day without a sense for hunger or thirst. At first, doctors misdiagnosed him with a bacterial lung infection, but after treating that, his appetite and thirst never returned. His weight dropped from 104 to 68 pounds, and his parents have to constantly remind him to eat and drink. Doctors still have no cure or reasoning behind how or why this boy has no sense of appetite or thirst. Number 1. A Man Who Speaks Mandarin. English native speaker Ben McMahon spoke his way to number 1 in the top medical mysteries that have yet to be solved. In 2012, Ben woke up after a week-long coma from a car crash. Upon waking up, he saw his Chinese nurse and began speaking to her in fluent Mandarin. The once English-speaking man had never officially learned to speak Mandarin, other than some high school classes and time in Shanghai. Doctors do not have a definite reason as to why Ben began speaking Mandarin, but they believe the accident may have damaged the part of the brain that holds English speaking, and linked it to the only other language he had ever learned, which was Mandarin. As usual, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, be sure to like it and leave a comment. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button to see more awesome Top 10 clips. We come out with Top 10 videos just for you every week. You can also now follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and other social media platforms. Check out the links in the description.